Hello. Welcome back. So, there is kind of dark and Jesus fucking Christ. Let's check my audio. It was way too fucking loud. So, at least those ones are back. Yeah, so I remember last time, I think there was some good progress on the refreshing of the lobby. Basically, if I start the lobby, it will get me in a good place. But I still want both of them to be on the first tile every time that we refresh the page, to go straight up into the correct question of this specific moment. Because at the moment that doesn't quite look that way. So starting with ergo, so we can take a look, tailwind because why not, and server, ready server. Here we go. So let's get the lobby out. I don't know why it's an incognito, but and let's seek the player. So this one is keeping up with the player, our old friend John. So now John was able to understand the game works perfectly. I just need to redirect it directly to the next question. And now that I think about it, up until today, I was thinking about that I can't make a new socket and send events. However, there must be some listeners that I can make to HTMX and something that I can hook up into HTMX, which lets me to believe that I'm misunderstanding how to use HTMX. I have to, if I can, I have to hook up into the listener of HTMX and deal with that. So HTMX sockets. I remember that there was something by the end of the, there it go. There's a reconnect delay that you shouldn't use because it's not as good as the algorithm set in place. So there are some events that I can take care of. So yes, connecting. This is triggered when it's connected. Open. Then we have open close, error, before message. The message has been received, after message, and VS config set. This trigger when preparing to send a message, whatever. Before, after send. Okay, so it looks like I can only listen. So yeah, I would want to know if socket wrapper. You may notice all events socket wrapper property. This wrapper holds the socket object itself and the message queue. It also encapsulates the connection algorithm. It's a few member. There it is. Send message from L. Send the message safely if it's a socket. If the socket is open, the message will be persisted in the queue instead and send when the socket is ready. Send immediately. Basically, yes, I was misunderstanding. I can get this object detail socket wrapper and just use this object to send the message. Because obviously, I mean, to me, it is still not obvious why that doesn't work. Because I understand because I can connect to one socket from the browser to two different endpoints on the same web page. So it's not about the physical socket because there's web sockets, right? Which makes me think, why can't I connect two sockets from to the same domain? Which is very interesting. So there was, I'm gonna sign it up somewhere. Like where's my JavaScript? So the lobby, I believe there is. So yeah, there is refresh the lobby, which which is not the correct one, but let's move to those invisibles. Actually, let's comment it and then we'll fix. There it goes. So apparent. Let's not get so verbose. Move this logic into the socket events. Dummy. Very well. But more importantly than this, the first piece that I want absolutely to fix is basically this one. So oh, surprisingly, I probably just reset for some reason. Okay, so the problem right now, well, the first thing that we want to solve is this one. Because basically this will keep where we are, and this one, again, will keep where we are. But I don't want the players to keep on asking their name and everything else. Also, when a player logs, I should set a cookie with their name. That way I can read who logged and get their name to be saved every time that I need it to. So also I shall pass the lobby. So I should set these cookies on the player logic. The player should have a class at some point. Yeah, this is the class of the player, and there should be a handler. I should have type against reconnect or reload. I will take care of the cookies or MAC address. So MAC address was an idea that a friend of mine had. Basically, in his conception, the HTTP request send which device it is, but it's not 100% stupid because there is. I think that the protocol tells you what device is being talked, because otherwise you don't know how to scale it specifically for one screen. Same port limitation client side. If you're trying to create two client sockets that bind to the same local port and connect to the same domain, okay, that's not. It's a browser. By the way, my Firefox is so fucked. It's not a browser socket, but it's a God damn it, it's a WebSocket. Okay, so we were saying the reconnect, and does the HTTP protocol things that should work? Yeah. Okay, so theoretically this should work, and I want to investigate common resource server limitations. Some server only allow one active connection per client session token. Game server, yeah. So I should investigate why. Not that now I need, since I know that I can access the object, and I don't know why it didn't occur. It just wasn't in the background. I was thinking about why I couldn't do that, and it ended up working. But does the HTTP protocol ask for what kind of that's object, what kind of how would you call it? What kind of device it's being connected to? Okay, and when the player handler, so open player connection, this is the one that gets called. This is the one that gets called in the first time. No, this is the protocol. This is the upgrader. I need to check out. It's first off to nuke this out of the existence and we're playing with the player right now, and maybe with the main, and the slash player, here goes, is gone by the player handler, which is in the main for some reason. I think I'm moving this away from here just because I don't. Okay, so this would be player handler socket. Yeah, let's call it player hackett socket. That's okay. Let's rename the player handler to be a P, as a player handler. Oh wait, but am I using some constants that are inside this function? Yeah, I have the player menu. And this should be moved from here, so get this out. Very well. Also because the player does not have that much deal. Well, I think that this one is correct to be, like, logically speaking, is great for it to be at the beginning. Okay, so the template is not here, obviously, and the player menu is not here. So the player menu can be moved very quickly inside my cost. Now the template is because I'm doing that whole shtick over here of parsing the files and then parsing one thing. Browse, create, add, browse, god damn it. How do I import it? Don't I use it some way? Yes, I have to import it. I don't ever remember how. I think I'm importing the handlers. Would be something like that. No, there's the Kahoot handlers. Layer handler. What the fuck? Okay, I need to put the handlers on here. Handlers. Okay, very well. This looks Gucci. And the lobby will be moved. Lobby will be moved at some point 100%. So I'm liking this because my order keeps coming out automatically. Okay, the template. I think that before executing it, you need to parse. So I need to make this object. So let's take a look at the template execute. But there's this template object, which doesn't look like. Okay, that's the point. Okay, so we are going to parse it. But since I'm parsing, this is not the correct one, but the menu path, which must be some way here. Player control, player menu path. There it is. Slap it on my constants. Dude, every time I come back to Go, it just feels at home. I'm not really menu. I'm not really comfy in other places. Must be because also there is a part that it is 100% done by simply being not doing it as a job. So since this is more of a pastime to me, there's 100% that taken into consideration. But it just feels like it satisfies me a lot with what it gives me. Player menu, template head not defined. Interesting. Okay. Ah, yes, that was because I need everything else. So that was the reason why I kept the player handler over there. I can see that. But makes me wonder if I should have a collection of states. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I do have some exported stuff. So my head path and my footer path, by the way, player menu undefined. That's great. And yes, this in the parse files, I'm going to pass him also the head and the footer path. For now, it's going to be, I'm gonna leave them here for a second because I still use them in the lobby. And let's keep open the state. Inside the state, we will put all of this just over here. Redeclared in this block. Oh. What do you mean redeclared in this block? Where am I? Okay. We were saying, so the fuck? No, this is the main and this is the state. What the fuck? You sure about that? Footer path. FG head path. What file is this? We have it into the master. Is it the problem that I have them both in the master and in the state? The fuck? All right, because I'm importing that shit. Yes, of course. Makes me think that I'm not going to be able to, like, I have to specify that it's in the from the handler. I think it doesn't provide me with any problems, which is interesting. Okay, so the player should take this as well when I parse them. That would be head path and what was it called? Footer path. Okay, so everything works peachy. Okay, this cookie stuff makes it very comfortable. Okay, of course, the cookie is still set to the same, but since I'm every time rewinding the server, it will be a little bit different. Okay, so that's one part of it. Now, the second part of it would be every time that I'm connecting as a player, so there's the serial logic, which at the moment we will leave it be, but it's not very useful. Every time that I'm connecting as a player, I don't know if, yes, it should be at the first connection because the socket, does the socket get triggered? Open player connection, so the socket does get triggered. Then I should check over here for the player, right? Not in the first connection because I don't quite care that being there. I can check it over here. Oh yes, the first connection should be used to set the name. When am I setting the name? I don't even remember. So there's the template, there's the current player. And if result equals name different from nil. Okay, so this is where I'm doing stuff. And this is where I'm writing execute template, write the message, WebSocket text bytes equals nil. This guy over here. So we save the player to Redis, we save the player to current player, and we respond with the read question. Makes enough sense. What do we do at the moment is when we take in the name, which shall be, which is over here, right? So we have the name and the lobby. If you invite name, you fuck off. And the other thing that should be done is there should be a conditional to the save ones. We will always load the questions. We will just not always need to make a new player and save it. But before any of this, I probably should set the cookies. But the cookie should be intertwined with the lobby. The lobby is getting handed over here in my if. Okay. So I have the lobby and the name. Then we shall check for, I don't want to double nest. I don't feel like double nesting. I mean, it's not that bad, but how about we just write it and at some point it's going to become a function. For now, let's just write it all down and then we will see. Which means if we have a name and a lobby, we should also check out a cookie. But this cookie, yeah, the cookie is lobby plus, the cookie is lobby plus name. Would be like key player object lobby. Yes, yes. Let's make a function called setCookie. SetCookie is overlapping. So let's make a function called playerCookie. Even better, set playerCookie. And we will add lobby and name. Now this function should return a bool that will tell me if my player has been connected already. So there will be like some of the sorts like connected or new player. That could work. This way we can check if this could be like if new player. If it isn't a new player, then we proceed with this functionality. Otherwise, we can just say we can just pick up the player and the lobby and make it a current player, because I do use the current player. Which is some bizarre stuff that I'm doing. Still in the name. Oh yes, because the connections happens later on. Else, god damn it. Else, we simply say that the current player is equal to lobby layers, and that will be name. Okay. Now there's a bit of redundancy to typing current player.lobby instead of just lobby. That's great. And let's define the set cookie. Yes, if it's a new player, we set the cookies. Otherwise, we can just read it. But this won't work really. Okay, that's okay. The function first, let's be occupied of the cookie idea. So the setting the cookies is going to be very easy. Right. This will be like the lobby. Didn't think about that. I don't want them to type anything. So I shall put inside, this is going to the player. So that's an easy one. It's going to be a player cookie. And this should be a name plus a lobby plus name or name plus lobby. We can even underscore them, so it's a very easy way to split. Yeah, this is getting a little annoying. Yeah, okay, let's split them in half. Let's put it this way, and let's make sure that I can read them separately and don't need to manipulate strings in some godforsaken manner. So you'd want that, but you also want the W, which would be a HTTP object. I never remember what it is set as. HTTP response writer. HTTP.response writer. There it is. So instead of changing the path, this is socket cookie with player cookie. So this will be the cookie for the player. Then we would want a new do we want a new cookie? Which will call which will be called not the lobby one, but there's the player and there's not. It's actually the lobby cookie. Lobby cookie is accurate. Okay, so then the lobby cookie path lobby path still player, but we're changing the value, which would be the lobby. Okay. Now I'm getting more clear as to what this does, so we don't need to check for the new player, because if we get to this point, we are already way past. Okay, so that's what the fuck. Okay, so that works right. Of course, we need to give him the W, and everything should be running perfect. Now, when we start as a player, the player should have a couple cookies over here. Since it's still getting the network all. Okay, doesn't look like it. Some way there must be the cookie set. Brother, should be over here. I mean, wouldn't be that much of a big deal, right? So here's the player which sets nothing. I think that there was some problem to setting a cookie over socket connection, but that sounds like a big limitation. There's the socket connection. So socket upgraded, request headers. Does not look like things are being set properly. Or am I tripping? So we set the cookie for the player. The player cookie makes me believe that it's not getting set because the receiver point isn't really going at it. Also log.print and setting player cookie. Pretty sure this gets executed, but I'm not sure that it does what I think it should do. Okay, so there's the fetching part. Image, image, image. Let's do it by time in which it was done. There like a timestamp? Doesn't look like it. Well, yeah, this is the WebSocket accepted, upgraded, and nothing more. Setting player cookie. So the player cookie should be addressed. Isn't there? Doesn't look like it's getting set. Setting cookies. Wait. Didn't start. Setting cookies during socket. Web socket. Is that incorrect? Am I? Maybe header is an object. You can set a cookie in the WebSocket server by writing the set cookie header in an object. It can only be set where there's an HTTP response. WebSockets don't have that, so no way to deliver a cookie to the browser. Yeah, makes enough sense. I see how this is going on. The problem to that is that I don't quite know the name of the player or anything else up until I'm setting a cookie, which is a bit of a shame. I do need the name to be able to check out who's the player. Unless I'm going to add a different object for each player. So each player will have a lobby and an object that identifies his name. And honestly, it's even a smarter way to work this out because at the moment, I need to make sure that the name is not overlapping. But once I get a unique ID, I can just say whatever. Yeah, so the players are mapped in a string of random shit. And I'm doubling up the name also as a property and as a key to the player itself. Which basically means that I'm going to ignore that. Very well. In that case, I don't know when I'm checking this. There's a big error, right? There's one that has to happen. So this set cookie, this set player cookie, have to change somewhere. Doesn't happen in the player handler. Doesn't happen in the socket handler, but in the player handler. I don't like the name be blank handler. I would like it to reversed. So socket. But it's better in my opinion. So player handler should set player cookie, and instead of lobby and name and W, that's okay. All of those are fine. Like the lobby name could be, I could just read it from my socket. We give them a random key, and the writer is this one. Okay, so writer, we shall read it and set the cookie for one side and read it. I believe that the other cookie is in the main, so restart method get random r cookie. There it is. And that will be lobby. And we check the r nil print formatted because why not, and the r. That would be, what's the problem? Cannot use interface as string value. Let's say reading player cookie. still did not learn what all of that shit means. Okay, if I have no cookie, am I returning because there's no master? Well, don't quite know. Because otherwise shit will implode. Let's keep it now moving. Then we see. I think it's load.string, return the string value of the cookie. Okay. And finally, that get random, which I used. Random lobby, what is it called? So the get random lobby can double up as a get random key. Should check if this code is already in use. Yep. I think I'm moving this into the state. And also renaming get a random key. Very well. We shall import the math.rand and also the time. Very well. This is unneeded. This is unneeded. This will be handlers get random, but of course the G shall be capital. Funny that the handlers are getting imported. So handler state. Let's handlers get. Okay, I'm confused about this visibility issue. How is this not visible? Am I exporting? Yes, it's capital. Very confused about this one. Just to get random key. Oh, because it's still called lobby instead of key. Get gen random key. There it is. Okay, and finally the player will have a gen random key. Okay. But that happens only and only if there is no cookie. So this would happen if like if R is different than nil, that means that there will always be one of the cookies. I have just to check that if there's the player cookie. So if lobby dot how did I differentiate between two of them? There are two cookies. That's interesting. Let's first move it some direction. Okay. So right now I'm setting there's the lobby cookie, the player cookie, and the player cookie dot path is going to be slash player. This comes with the same territory of being a lobby name. Let's take a look also on how am I reading this. If I remember correctly, I'm just straight up reading it. think it's straight up take the cookie and the cookie.value, which makes me believe that I can't have twice. How do I distinguish between them? Oh wait, I'm dumb as fuck. So there's the lobby name, okay. But we also need to check lobby. We also need to check lobby actually code. Double up this one. This will be player code. Again, player code. Magic strings, not very PG of myself. Okay, if there's no player code, then we generate everything. So I am assuming that there's always a master, and at some point I could just make a simple request saying like, hey, I need you to start a master at some point. Yeah, but the master, like this should be returning something regardless of the master. Don't want to think about it now. I'm gonna think about the happy path first. Okay, so the player code is like if there's no player code, we're gonna generate a random one and keep moving. If there's a player code, then we can simply yeah, I don't care, I just move, right? If the player code is present, I just move my life on. Okay, let's evaluate my player at the fuck. The fuck is going on? Game reading player HTTP name cookie no name reading HTTP panic invite memory need the reference player 62. Oh yes, because it did not set the lobby. Wait, I mean I set it. This lobby name. I have also this path somewhere in the state, I think. Dot player. Anyway, am I not receiving anything? How do I operate if there's no lobby? We could set over here a default value as well. Like a simple check if it's nil, otherwise it's a default. But I can set it later on. So that's the problem. I can only set it the first time around. The second time I don't get an HTTP request, I get a socket one. So we're basically fucked. But my player sheet is not a socket, I think. player menu. Like we're not still like we're not doing some socket stuff at the moment. Oh no, HTMX open. No, okay, we are socketing instantly. Must be a problem with the name cookie not present. Yeah, because I did not do any connection the first time. So he did not set any cookie. Even though it's set over here, it's not set for the other client. So that's a pretty ugly issue. I don't see any more in my cookies. At some point I was able to just see them. You know? Doesn't look like I'm able right now. Okay, so how do I get the lobby code at this point in time? Can I change the cookie on the client side? Like, would that be a correct way? Please not. Just please don't. Set cookie with JS on client. Don't next.js. Document.cookie John Doe. You can also add expiring date. Okay, that's a game changer. That's way better. Now I can just simply check because I don't need to set dick. I just need to set the player name. So that would be like a before send. And what happens here is just simply I'm reading both of them. Okay, chill. Let's first set this up. Right now, the player should be back in game. Unless my Chrome decides to crash. Okay. So, if my mind does not deceive me, there should be, so this is the HTMX dot open. And I get all of this stupid shit. Form hidden button id send hx post, whatever. That's not what I'm here about. Actually, no, it is. So there's my chance to just fuck this up. Input text name player value. Why am I doing this specifically? Like, what's the end game here? When I open this, I'm clicking the player. Nevertheless, when we click this button, or specifically before we write this up, I can check out my two inputs, which have no ID at the moment, but I can find them by the name. So let's take a look at these events we were talking about before. After message, there was before, before message. Okay. So that would be detail similar to HTMX before onload, which means copy this exact stuff, jump to the semicolon and add this event. And this event should be console.log before write. Now we jump to the console and we work with, god damn it. And we work with John. There it is. Great. I need to understand what the fuck this is. I do not, for the love of me, like what the fuck am I doing even? Also, it sends a post to my questions. Like I'm not even connected to the questions here. I'm connected to the West send over there. The fuck? So fucking bizarre. Excuse me a second, but player? Oh, there's too many objects that's called player. Let's take my result over here. Timeout, start game. Does this even do anything? Like what the fuck? Result. Escape this. Escape this as well and play. Okay. Looks like this doesn't do shit. But just to be sure. Oh fuck. If this does anything of use, then I should lose some functionality. And I'm not. Okay. I don't remember what was that about. I don't know what I'm posting, and whatever I'm posting is not happening, so I can maybe blame this. I know I wrote it, but won't this tell me when I wrote it? That's a big maybe. Okay, gblame. So that's the commit number. What was the commit name? Forgot some fields. Well, and I just got hit by being stupid. Okay, at this point I can grab them by Mozilla find by name. Find by name. Get elements by name. These are elements as a plural, which means I get multiple. Hmm. So ed is one, name is many. I don't want to double up, so fuck it. All right, so it's going to be the name and the lobby. Name. Oh shit. Const name equals, what's this? Get element by name. So document get element by elements by name. That would be name 0 and lobby 0. And let's just type them out just to see that it is what I'm getting, what I think I'm getting. Brother. Yeah. Okay. Also, I want the value this. John and name. Perfect. Now let's set cookie. They typed it over here. Set cookies in JavaScript. Cookies.set. Browser cookie set details. Get active browser cookies is an object called browser. Ain't no way. Yeah, as I thought, browser is not defined. Yeah, but like very specific cookie data. This method equals HTTP set cookie headers during a request. Method and extension must have cookies permission and event host permission. Cookie permission when it's asynchronous, it's not a promise. Okay, BRB, I'm gonna skedaddle to the bathroom. Be right back. Okay, I'm not quite getting it. Where does this method of the cookies API? Okay. Enables extension to get set and remove cookies and get notified on change. The set method of the cookies, but like, what am I missing? Okay, so Firefox have them, and that's great. These are long list of supports. Okay, so this is the first page. Fine. For an extension to use this API, I must specify the cookies, API permission, and manifest. File and host permission for any websites. The extension gets set whatever. Tracking protection, types, methods, cookies. Is there an object called cookie? There's a cookie store function that does that. Cookies.cookie. Not defined. I feel like I'm missing something. Keeps on bringing up this object cookie that doesn't exist anywhere. An extension require non-use cookie, tracking protection, types. Cookie. Cookie types of cookie app represents. Okay, I'm GPTing this example. It doesn't especially ask, but it allows the client to voluntarily provide the information. Here's how it works. iPhone, yeah. How do I set a cookie web cookie on the client? Oh, it's a document.cookie. I don't know why I didn't try that. Cookie. About cookies. Yeah, that's like a how do I do it using the cookie API? Let's get more specific. If you're using the modern cookie API, a newer web API, you can set the cookie cleaner. Await cookie store set. So that's the one. Now, I'm not wrong in saying that this documentation is kind of misleading, because it makes you think that there's something about that, but in reality, not really. Well, let's get it to do. Try it out in a sync top level stuff. Why not? Do I care when it gets set? Don't really. Yeah. So the name is going to be the name, or rather layer. How do I call it? Player cookie, I believe. Lobby name, and the other one is player code. Need to get my push it together and make everything make sense as the name. Okay, so then there's the name, there's that expires in what day, the path is player. Same goes for here, the path is player, it's lobby name, and this is going to be lobby. Now, name cookie not present in lobby name. Cookie is not defined. Right boy, my man. Come va la vita? Bene, bene. Te? I'm out here trying to do a little bit of fun with the cookies, trying to preserve the. I'm trying to preserve the sessions of the player. Don't remember, I haven't seen in a while, but I'm working on a quiz game for my girlfriend. I'm reworking this. I know sadly it isn't Rust, but it was a nice experience. For now, I'm satisfied. Yeah, I'm trying to take a look at the okay, cookie is not defined. Did I put it with the S? What is this talking about? Oh, I was still printing the cookies. There he goes. So yeah, no, I never played with the cookies. I knew what they are about, besides stealing your information. I was thought about, let's take a look, because it's a nice experience to have. Not have to load everything. Now there should be set, right? Can't remember where I can take a look at them, but they should be gone at this moment. Which means when I connect, I can take a look at this cookie. Or both of them, really. So before, well, it's okay, I can upgrade this. And that will be lobby code, and there's the player code. Okay, let's print them out. Rather than FMT, we will get used to printing stuff in a formatted way. So lobby cookie and player. Let's even give him like something like this in player cookie. Dude, I had such a bad time setting up OBS because at some point I had like I don't know, some problems. It was pipewire that kept crashing, but without any real I don't know, without telling me much, and I wasn't up to, bruh. Why can't I see my player count? Oh yes, but without any much, I didn't want to stay there and debug it. And after a while, I saw that it's a Zway issue that basically doesn't let me record my screen decently. And I changed it from pipewire to DM above. I don't quite understand what's going on, but it's been working nice lately. Now my webcam crashes from time to time. But the webcam, honestly, it's okay. I'm not moving much or doing much as my body language goes, so it's okay. I'm using Wayland. Yeah, I'm on Wayland, but on Zway. I don't know if Hyperland resolved these problems, because it was my understanding that Hyperland doesn't support NVIDIA, so that's why I didn't switch. It's XDG Portal. Yes, XDG Portal will crash me at some point. I don't know why. Because it needs to use XDG Portal plus XDG Portal WLR because of Zway. But I don't know if this will solve. I think that most of my problems come from Zway itself. i3 works better. Now my setup is on NVIDIA. Yeah, but you're using... so Wayland is the compositor, but the desktop environment you're using the default, or you're using Zway? Or something like that, like your window manager. Hyperland. Oh, okay. I could try. I must give it a look. Like the first empty day that I'm at home not doing shit, I should actually take a look. Because all of this got very annoying. Like right now it's working, but since you're telling me it's not officially support. I have a version 0.4 before commit. Okay, so this is the version you're looking working great, version 0.41. Great. Yeah, that's something that I should absolutely take a look into. Oh fuck, this crashes a lot. Yep, this crashes way. Yep. I can't access the value, but I can access this. You know, looks great because I don't know, Zway is nice because it is basically like i3, but still gives me like a bunch of problems. Usually, it gives me more headaches than the so feared Arch Linux. Well, I did uninstall half of my shit with Arch Linux, so there is something to to be said about skill issues. So that's the GPU, yeah, 4060. I mean, I'm on a 260, but it's probably even better since it's older. And you must be on, I don't see where it is, the GPU. Yeah, Hyperland, Wayland, Alacrity. Yeah, that's cool. It also looks very nice, so thanks. It's great to have someone who actually tried it. That's nice. And I'm gonna take a look. Setting player cookie. The player cookie is not. How am I? Oh, okay. This one. Okay, turns out I'm connecting way before that. Yeah. I wish it to happen over here, but it can't. Maybe a GeForce RTX 460 Ti. Yeah, so also it's bizarre that there's a Ti version of 4060, but okay. Isn't the 4060 like the chillest brand, like the budget one? But if it works on yours, it still works great. 16 gigabytes, Jesus Christ. What what are you running on 60 gigabytes of RAM? To do simulation stuff? Okay, let's move this lower. I think that it should be able to check it over here. Just get it for a good price. Fair. If the price is great, there's no reason to not use it. 450 is amazing. I think, yeah, I've spent 350 when I got my 260, and it was out for about 6 months. So to me, it sounds like a more than fair price. All my cookies aren't getting set. Broski. Not nice. Maybe 4 5 series. Yeah. Oh yeah, makes sense. Although now I know that people AMD got way more popular. And it's funny because people would ask me, "Oh well, why are you running Nvidia, dude? I got it before AMD got to be the cool kid. Just at the time, it was the good choice. Shit happens way too fast and everything changed. It's not my it's not my fault. Okay, not setting anything. That's bizarre. I need to remember where to look, by the way. I think at some point I can check out the cookies. I just don't remember where. 10 months ago. Okay, it's a great time. I'm on AMD. Wait, so you're using NVIDIA for the graphics and AMD CPU? Does that work nicely? I'm okay. I'm never. I don't. I don't follow tech unless I'm buying something. Like now I bought a screen because my work one is just killing me. So so I never really follow that much, but oh, they work together. So it's only a matter of the motherboard integration. The CPU and GPU don't care each other who you're running. I don't remember where the cookies. Wow, where where to check the cookies in the browser. Uh, over here. Storage cookies. Because I remember last time I was able to take a look. Application cookies. Okay, the lobby name. So this is set and this is them. Image should keep you like beside ChatGPT. So when the link goes live, you can take a look. There it is. Arch Linux host kernel 6 zen. Okay, uptime. Pacman shell, team, breeze, terminal, alacrity. Alacrity. I'm running Kitty at the moment. Nasty one, hello. How you doing, my man? So it's AMD Ryzen 9, NVIDIA, and AMD Ti. Yeah. 64 gigs of memory. Dude, you do like your overkill. I can respect that. 64 is a big one. I mean, like, gets you over the using many virtual machines very easily. Because at the moment, also maybe for the Android development, I remember doing Android with like 60 RAM and it's not a pretty one. I use some virtual machines. Yeah, I think I remember your job, so it makes a lot of sense. A friend of mine who's also like a system engineer and he runs virtual machine left and right. Like my biggest virtual machine would be cooking my computer with Android Studio. Web is really lightweight. Or that game in Java that I used to have with a friend of mine, which we hopefully start again. I mean, it was funny because there's a lot of cool problems in the gaming one. I usually rebuild my rig every 10 years. That sounds like a fair. Right, so I do it big. Yeah, sounds like a fair, as I say, way to go about it. Mine is about 10 years old, okay, about in 2018, so in a couple of years it's time. This time I want to keep it because it still works great, but I want to share this computer with my girlfriend. Like now I'm little by little nudging her into gaming. And she's hating me for it. Yeah, not a single cookie is getting set. Like nothing. That's interesting. So this cookie store, I remember it being a thing. And he asked me to await, which might mean think about upgrading my PC again, even though it's quite good. Like, there's any reason gaming in particular, or you just want to upgrade because you want it to look better? Because I understand if you were like maybe thinking about some shit like 4K gaming and stuff, some new monitor or playing on the big TV. The one thing that I want right now, like really want, is the godforsaken Steam Deck. It just tickles me so well because I really start to enjoy the idea of couch gaming, but couch gaming, I don't want to move my PC around, and I don't want to buy any console. I don't want to spend $80 at the game or 90, whatever the fuck they cost now. I think even 70 was a lot of the physical copies, but 60, 70, 80. Steam really just carries this up. Okay, can I type a sync? The fuck? Where was this put? Over here, sync function. Okay. That would make a way to go. And I can do this, I think. Set cookie name. It's mostly because CPU focused game at mid-range CPU beats my Ryzen 9 by far, which feels weird. And my GPU has a small problem because of terrible all display 56. Oh yeah, I definitely regretted because I am now. I don't think I have now fetch. Maybe, perhaps. Okay, so I'm running an i5 9 generations, and I do regret this buy. I wish I spent a little bit more and got an i7 because I got to see a new i7 running, and bro, when I'm compiling Vim, like it's not a big deal anymore on Arch, but when I'm compiling Vim with an i5 on Ubuntu, it took ages. It was like a 20-minute operation. It was like And instead of my work one, an i7 from last year, it took like 2 minutes. So definitely the gaming side, even like all of Call of Duty shit, like Warfare, it won't even load. Like seriously, just didn't even start. Which is a shame because I thought there wouldn't be like that big of a difference. Just at the time the money was a little bit tight, so I said, oh, why would the CPU get to make a difference? I have like a huge GPU. That should take care of the load. Nope. We just take every resource. My specs are at setup. I believe we take a look at this at some point. Like, so yes. So Ryzen 9. I just don't know how to read the Ryzen stuff. Like, so there's the NVIDIA. I always believe like there was the tiers, so the E5, 7, or whatever, not, and then there was the years. But the Ryzen has a different convention. I don't know how to read that. So the RTX 70, that's great. Like 4 terabyte. Yeah, I think fast, I guess. Well, fast and 4 terabyte. Well, I don't know. I'm standing lightly on one, unless you take like a lot of pictures or make a lot of videos. It's a lot of space. 64, of course. Looks clean. The Air Force. By the way, clean website if you marked it on yourself. Jesus, this is a beast. Where do you stash this? How big is that? At least your cable management went smooth. Mine is terrible because it's a very cheap case, so there's something in the middle. There's like the stick in the middle that really bothers me. And we're running an Arch Linux. Everyone, I have a D4000. It's a pretty medium-sized case actually. It's very good airflow and the cost is okay. Oh, the Zen browser. I really love Zen browser with fixed theme container and vertical tabs are the dream. Is this the Zen browser? Firefox. Is that the Firefox? What's it called? The Firefox fork? Or is the Chromium one? Because I'm not really concerning about the Firefox problem right at the moment. Yeah, it's Firefox. But I'm really interested into using a browser that's not Firefox nor Chrome, because Chrome I can't use the blockers. The new Firefox team don't apply for any blocks. Very well. But I'm really excited about Ladybird. At some point Ladybird, the browser. I know the idea also have a browser completely separated of both of them. That's great. Also, they always search for someone to work. At some point, getting involved and starting to work on this sounds like a great idea. Because I don't know, the browser development sounds like really hard. Like this sounds like actual development. When I work, I always feels like, oh yes, how do I get to get the edge cases on the form? There's the Alienware. Oh, I was actually looking for actually I already bought it, but as the next one might not even be bad to check out. Okay, no, this is one of the expensive stuff. It's an Alienware 140 360 Hz. Jesus Christ. You playing FPS, my man? 360 Hz, that's a chunky amount. I got just bought fresh the Asus 27. Can't even remember. Asus 27 140 40p. Oh, this one. Yeah, this version. Yeah, I was planning to invest a lot one time because you play monitor like once every 10 years anyway. Yeah, makes enough sense. I went light on the gaming aspect of the monitors because at the end of the day, I'm not playing that much right now. I'm playing mostly puzzles with my GF, so thought about myself. Also because I don't feel like I used to be very competitive, but I don't feel competitive anymore. Even the tryhard local games and Hollow Knight and stuff, it just doesn't really compute with me at all. Okay, something is not working. I'm mistaking some stuff. I got this one. Definitely would upgrade even better for the next time. So the Philips 32. Oh, a 32 one. How do you feel on a 32 monitor? Also, it's full HD, but price and performance are nice. Great. But isn't a little bit on the isn't it not that crispy having it a full HD on a 32? It feels a little bit big for that resolution. I don't know, depending on your setup. I don't know how far away are you from the monitor. Like my desk is kind of big. I think a 27 would be nice. A lot of my friends have like very narrow desks, about 70 centimeters. So in that case, I think that it really would be a bother to be that big. What's a monitor $200 while being on 80? God dang, I hope you didn't buy that for price. Yeah, it sounds on the cheap side. Actually, monitors now are not that expensive because the version of my Asus 27 monitor, I think it was 150 while being 27. Like that now they're very cheap. Yeah, so the 27, this is 200, but there's a Full HD version which was way cheaper. So there's the same version, but without less hertz, it's just 27. So they're very cheap now. Did my webcam already crash? No, okay. I thought it would crash. Yeah, the async function isn't working very nice. So I'm awaiting, but this isn't working. Check the browser support. Okay, but why isn't this? Well, that's 4K, are expensive. Using OLED at 36 might have changed. I can't go back anymore. Yeah, they're very expensive. That's why I compromise on everything else. I think more than I don't know about the hertz. So I took the 180, and this will be my first experience. I remember touching a 120 and it was very smooth. But again, unless you're gaming, like what is going to be smooth, my swiping between the browsers, my typing my Vim commands. No, like in day to day, except when you're gaming. When you're gaming, it's just amazing. Running some CSGO on 360 must be amazing. So everyone got the Philips monitor, company period 107. Oh shit, that was very inexpensive. But yeah, 4K is a good, mostly for my eyes. I don't know, you guys, how is your eyesight after working for a long time with the monitors? Because I already lost I already lost about one just last year. And right now I'm starting always to go on walks to keep my eyes fresh because I don't want to lose anymore. Like I was very sad because I always thought that my vision was perfect and it was until last year. So July last year. Oh, 107. That's a nice price. Yeah, I had like this one that I'm using right now is this stuff over here, the HT2025, which my mom had. It's a touch one, and my mom had to buy. Basically, there was this news agent deal where they had to have a monitor as ads, but at the end it never took up, so I took it. It's a little bit small, but the cool thing is that the colors are actually very good, and it's touch. The touch stuff is shit. I tried it. It was a bunch of cables, and it's absolute shit because it's the press, the touch one. So that's fine. But other colors goes looks very nice on the monitor. But I can't put it on a stand, so I need to look down, which is the only part I hate. The one that comes now has a stand, so I can look up, and my desk at the moment is not mine. It's of my landlord, and the desk has like leather, so I don't want to ruin it. I have the stands, but I'm gonna mount it the next time I change house. And I started this year, my vision was perfect. I'm on my PC a lot because I work remote. Yeah, I got unlucky because I honestly not that like this year, this last couple of years, I was more on the PC, but I wouldn't say that I used to do like getting full in house. So I think I just got unlucky. I mean, what? It's less than one what I'm missing, so it's just not very HD when I go outside. From the close one, it works great. So my cookies aren't really. I think that the problem might be this is getting console. I don't know what the problem is. This, to be honest, let's try to GPT this. Cookies are not getting set. I use light blue, light blockers glasses, so my eyes doesn't hurt that much. Yeah, like this one I have now, and it's a game changer. They used to really hurt when I went outside. So I don't know, 10 hours of in house, and then you go outside, or vice versa. Maybe you do the whole week in a home, or mostly, and one nature day, full day outside. Dude, the first 3 hours were horrible. Your eyes always had to get used to being outside again. With the with the filter, looks great. It's a shame that I can't use it when I draw, because otherwise the colors get messed up. Except for that, working great. You must be served over HTTPs or won't be saved. If you look at the secure flag, oh, that's the one. Son of a bitch. That was the problem. Yes, it's the FUF. That's not still. Okay, so there's the. No, still the lobby for the player. Okay, which means I can move this back over here. Don't care when it's getting set. Just care that it's getting set. Okay, so John Puff. Bro. Am I being stupid? Like, I think like one of them is getting set. But I think that this is the one that's getting set from my lobby. Like he's the one that's setting it, not the browser stuff. Let's keep them separate just because I want to be sure. Await secure. Are you using same-stack stripped or locks? If you're setting cross-site content, cookies with same-stack stripped may be locked or less allowed. Okay, let's remove also the same-stack strict. Because I don't know about this. There was a big page about security, so I'm not sure how. Like, this is a silly game, so that works fine. I'm not sure how badly I should how seriously I should take this one. Like, is security a big problem when we're talking about the cookies? Is that a big issue? Okay, nothing is being set. Let's try to run this function from here. Let's go straight to the client and see how it fares well. So there's the promise. How about awaiting it? Undefined. Bruh. Doesn't look like it's being set, to be honest. How do I deal with these promises? Something's not going in the correct direction. Brother. Using cookie APIs to set cookie from the browser. So since the GPT is gone, let's take a look at everything else. So there's the async stuff. Response await JSON. Cookie set. I think that's supposed to get the API. You can call event cookie set like below Svelte kit. No, this is not that. We're not doing Svelte kit stuff. But like, oh wait. But like, why? Is this function even getting result? I think it was. Let's try the GPT probe, the GPT stuff over here. Because I'm sure that you can work it out in different ways, but so this returns an undefined, which is okay. Oh, it worked. That's interesting. Am I messing up something? So same site strict, secure. Probably the same site is same site lax. And what else am I missing? Same site, the path, the secure, value expire. So now I'm setting, gotta go. See ya. See you around. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, I'm already over my time, so I'm just gonna try this one little desperate attempt. Does not look like, brother. Okay, so the function is correct. Makes me believe that something else is not working. Let's try, like the await command would not work here, right? Wait a second, can't I just make this async? Wait, this will complain, but because this isn't async, now it should be okay. One thing that I should try is see if what I'm writing here is complete. So test. Is there any way that I can double up these panels? Oh wait. Interesting. What am I missing from the example? Something is messed up. Name, value, expires, path, same site, and secure. Oh, it's all here. But the John Doe one happened. Guys, this is so bizarre. Not sure why. Is it the path that's the problem? Like, is this the deal? Oh, so it is the path. Interesting. Why is this a bad path? Let's GPT ask this question. Yeah, let's GPT this very quickly. And then we moves. This isn't getting set. The problem looks like is the buff. Buff can affect the cookies. Probably right. The issue is buff settings. The cookies don't only set as so you either match the buff or a sub buff of it. If you're currently not under player, which I am, you want the same. If you want the cookie available site wide, I mean, it's not the last thing. It's not the worst thing in the world. Check it up as the same site. Like that would at the end of the day work fine for me. It makes me believe that they could just. Yeah, let's double the code. Who cares? Like my instinct is to make a function, which is correct, but wildly, absolutely overkill. Okay, so there's the player, there's the lax, there's the true side. Instead of it being player, let's just drop it inside everyone. It's not really gonna matter to me that much. Specifically in this case. Most important thing is that it's getting set. Very well. Okay, works greatly. And thank you for everybody that dropped by. It was nice to have some company. Let's actually raid since there's a couple of us. We make somebody else. Let's pass the torch when I'm not alone. I really like the idea of raiding. So similar sides. The one raids are always the one guys are always bad. Unreal Engine learning playing indie game. Gotcha, dicks my bad Twitch. Well, why not?
I have a guy voice.
Nope, sounds annoying. Is there somebody that I'm following online at the moment? Nope. So same category. I never tried to raid somebody this bigger on me. Okay, let's try this guy.
So it's saying in the app folder we could create like a main folder, and then that would be like the main site, and then anything on.
See ya. When the stuff is done. Okay.
Outside
We're out.
the main layout, nothing